You ever watch something and halfway through realize you're not even paying attention to what you're supposed to? Like the whole point just disappears?
Meghan Markle is heading back to our screens as her latest TV appearance has been revealed. The Duchess has been spotted filming for MasterChef Australia during her and Prince Harry's 4-day trip down under. Meghan will be a guest judge on the 18th season of the popular show, helping to mentor the cooks. But that's not her only move. Meghan's also just launched a new money spinner by joining an online fashion business as an investor.
Because that's exactly what started happening when Meghan Markle appeared on MasterChef Australia. Not just as a guest, but stepping into the spotlight as a judge. And from that moment on, something shifted. Not instantly dramatic, not completely chaotic, just noticeable.
We've had MasterChef royalty in the kitchen before, but no one like this. All the way from sunny California, please welcome to MasterChef Australia, the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle!
At first, it felt like a major TV moment, the kind producers clearly planned carefully. Strong entrance, confident energy, cameras locked in, everything polished down to the smallest detail. It looked important, it felt important, and it was positioned like something viewers were supposed to pay attention to. But the reaction didn't follow that same energy.
She's very upset that they called her royalty, Rob, because she's not supposed to be called. So I'm sure she was really torn up inside. By the way, they didn't even really call her royalty. They just said like royalty in the kitchen, like MasterChef royalty. The same way, you know, you're Hollywood royalty. I'm journalism royalty, whatever. That, like, she's pretending like, and this is all bullshit. You and I both know she loved being called a royal. That's the whole reason she married Harry.
Because instead of people talking about the contestants, the dishes, or the creativity, the focus started moving somewhere else entirely. People weren't breaking down flavors or techniques, they were talking about her. And once that shift happens, it's hard to reverse.
What the bloody hell's going on? So Meghan Markle is gonna be a guest judge on Australia's MasterChef? I'm sorry, did I miss a Michelin star announcement? Apparently she's a home cook and a gardener, so you know, that makes her qualified. Right, because by that logic, my aunt with a basil plant and a Pinterest board should be judging Gordon Ramsay. But putting fruit on a plate in the shape of a rainbow is not MasterChef. It's a toddler snack with good lighting.
MasterChef has always had a very specific rhythm. Contestants cook, judges critique, viewers follow the journey. It's structured, familiar, and consistent in a way that keeps the attention exactly where it needs to be, on the competition. But this time, the rhythm didn't feel the same. Something kept pulling attention away from that core.
Many viewers believe this entire appearance had one purpose: publicity. They argued Meghan Markle needed a fresh spotlight and MasterChef Australia needed controversy-fueled attention. To critics, it looked like a perfect exchange. She gains credibility from a respected show. The show gains headlines from a polarizing celebrity.
Suddenly, every moment felt like it had an extra layer. Every comment wasn't just a comment. It became something to analyze. Every reaction wasn't just part of the show. It became something people debated. And that's when viewers started asking different questions. Instead of focusing on the food, people started asking, why her? Why now? What was the point of this decision? Because when someone unexpected steps into a role like that, it doesn't just create curiosity, it changes how everything around them is perceived.
And said beloved programs should protect standards, not rent them out for clicks. They feared the series was turning from cooking competition into spectacle. Every promotional image, every clip, every reaction seemed to support their suspicion that this was less about cuisine and more about calculated visibility.
Then came the moment that really locked that feeling in. A contestant stepped forward, presenting their dish with confidence, clearly proud of what they made, the kind of moment the show is built around. And then came the critique, a simple comment about portion size. On any other episode, that would have passed quickly. It's normal, it's expected, it's part of judging. But this time, it didn't move on. People paused, they replayed it, they questioned it, not just because of what was said, but because of who said it.
Netflix has officially cut ties with Meghan Markle's polarizing lifestyle brand as ever, in a fresh blow to the Duchess's ambitions for the company.
And just like that, the show wasn't moving forward anymore. It was circling around a single moment. The attention wasn't flowing with the episode, it was getting pulled away from it. And once that happens, it changes how everything else is experienced.
We've had MasterChef royalty in the kitchen before, but no one like this. All the way from sunny California, please welcome to MasterChef Australia, the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle!
The conversation online started building fast, and it wasn't about dishes or eliminations. It was about credibility, expectations, and whether the show still felt like the same show people were used to watching. Some viewers weren't even angry. They just felt disconnected, like something wasn't clicking the way it normally does.
Then more layers started building on top of that. Outside the episode, there were already conversations happening about image, direction, and what this appearance represented in a bigger picture.
Yet there was one shocking twist. The outrage itself made everything bigger. The more people complained, the more attention the episode received. That is the trap of modern fame. Even hate can become marketing. And by the time viewers realized it, the strategy may have already worked.
Some saw it as a shift into a more lifestyle-driven space, while others saw it as something that didn't quite fit the show's identity. And all of that added noise. The kind of noise that follows every scene, every comment, every small moment. It didn't matter what was happening on screen. The conversation had already moved beyond it.
The Duchess has had her own food TV show, so she knows her way around the kitchen. But what was she like as a judge? What was she looking for?
I think, the Duchess was actually quite clear about wanting to get to know the contestants better. And she said, you know these guys, but I don't. So I really would like to see some stories and, food that's going to show us their personalities.
Yeah, and she's a home cook and she's a gardener herself. So when you think about it, we're getting more and more connected to our food. People are gardening themselves. I mean, you know about this.
Yeah, I know about this.
I've seen your fruit trees.
Then another detail caught people's attention. Despite talk about moving away from royal titles, she was still introduced as the Duchess of Sussex. On its own, that might seem small, but in a situation where everything is already being examined closely, small details don't stay small. They become part of the narrative.
Hair, hands in hair, handling food. And I'm certainly not having my hands in my hair around the food. It's gross. She's got that, $1 million pinky ring on and pressing it into the dough. Hello, Salmonella. I never can say that right. Salmonella Sussex. How are you again, my old friend? Like, what's happening? Why would you do that? Take off your jewelry.
Rocks
It's
and
so
loves
funny
it.
too that you keep saying Meghan Markle. I'm Sussex now.
People started reading into it, trying to understand what each choice meant, why certain things were emphasized, and what message it was all sending. And once again, that pulled attention further away from the competition itself.
She goes when she's over there onto their version of MasterChef because, she's trying to make herself into a Martha Stewart, literally stealing Martha Stewart's recipes. Maureen and I covered that on our parody we did of With Love. Meghan, it's the same recipe. She clearly stole it from Martha Stewart.
Then the promotional images were released. And once again, the focus didn't return to the show. It stated exactly where it had shifted.
But for this, she gets a guest appearance on MasterChef. Way to be complicit, MasterChef people. And she's reportedly very upset about this description of her when she walked out, and I'll tell you why.
She was positioned front and center, making her the clear focal point. And for many viewers, that confirmed what they were already feeling, that this moment wasn't blending into the show, it was overtaking it.
Stuck a Meghan marker on it and said, there you go, I've cooked that. How can she judge a chef on MasterChef? Harry goes over there and Prince Charles goes somewhere else. King Charles goes somewhere and Harry goes somewhere else. Anyway, they're all going to be it.
At that point, the reaction wasn't just about one appearance. It became about the identity of the show itself. Because when a show like MasterChef builds its reputation over years on consistency, credibility, and trust, even a small shift can feel much bigger than it actually is.
So MasterChef is, of course, the cooking show, and in Australia it's a huge show. So there's a lot of interest when that broke that she'd be on there. But that was filmed while she was there, and the news broke later that day.
And this didn't feel small. It felt like something that changed the tone, even if only temporarily. And that's what people kept coming back to. Not the dishes, not the performances, not even the results, but the feeling that the focus had moved somewhere else entirely. Because once the audience starts watching for a different reason, the experience changes. And that's exactly what happened here.
But When the introduction for her happened, one of the judges there had very excitedly, I'm sure everyone has seen the promo, very excitedly says, kitchen royalty, etc. And the word royalty there is what sources close to the Meghan told me really irritated them, because apparently they had made very clear in emails and their correspondence prior to her appearance that that word was not to be used.
So now the conversation isn't just about one appearance. It's about what that appearance did to everything around it. Was it a fresh addition that brought new attention, or a distraction that pulled focus away from what made the show work in the first place? Because sometimes the biggest impact isn't what happens on screen, it's what people stop paying attention to because of it. And now I want to hear from you. Did this moment add something new to MasterChef, or did it take something away?